In this video, I plan to explain calmly and clearly what's actually changing for travelers to Europe in 2026, especially if you're coming from Canada, the United States, or the UK. If you've been following travel news about Europe, you've probably heard the word ETIAS mentioned, usually without much explanation. Some people think it's already in place. Others assume it's a visa. Many aren't sure whether they need to do anything about it yet. We'll also cover passports, biometrics, and that mysterious term Schengen that you may have heard but don't quite understand. And if you stick around, I'll tell you how you can be completely exempt from the €7 ETIS fee if you're a senior traveler. Yes, free. Let's start with that term that comes up constantly but isn't always explained, the Schengen Area. The Schengen Area is a group of European countries that have agreed to remove internal border controls. Once you enter one Schengen country, you can travel freely between the others without passport checks. Your entry rules, length of stay, and new systems like ETIS all apply to the Schengen Area as a whole, not just to individual countries. If you're visiting Europe as a tourist from Canada, the US, or the UK, this part hasn't changed. You can stay up to 90 days within a 180-day period in the Schengen area. And that's 90 days total across all Schengen countries combined, not 90 days per country. This rule matters even more now because the EU is moving to digital systems that track entries and exits automatically. No more relying on passport stamps that might have been missed. This is becoming part of the EU's new entry-exit system, or EES. Instead of stamping passports, border officials will scan your passport, take a facial photo, and record your fingerprints. This happens when you enter and exit the Schengen area. Why? Well, it allows them to accurately track the 90-day rule, reduce overstays, and modernize border control overall. Okay, now we come to the ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Let me be clear, ETIAS is not a visa. It's a pre-travel authorization, similar to systems already required in many countries. Once ETIAS launches, travelers from visa-exempt countries, including Canada, the UK, and the US, will need to apply online before traveling to the Schengen area. The application is straightforward, done electronically, and linked to your passport. It applies to only short stays of up to 90 days. For those of us who travel independently and like to plan ahead, this is actually good news. As of now, ETIAS is expected to begin in late 2026. There's no exact date yet. For most people planning travel in early or mid-2026, nothing changes yet. But for trips later in the year and beyond, keep this on your radar. The EU has promised advance notice before ETIAS becomes mandatory, so you won't get caught off guard. The official fee is €20. That fee is waived for travelers under the age of 18 or over 70. That's right, many of you watching this channel won't have to pay anything. Once approved, ETIAS is valid for up to 3 years or until your passport expires. It allows multiple entries. You don't need to apply for every trip, just once every few years. Your passport rules don't change much, but they do matter more now. Most Schengen countries require that your passports be valid for at least 3 months beyond your planned departure, be less than 10 years old at the time of entry. Some countries require 6 months of validity remaining. I learned this the hard way. Once I had 3 months left on my passport, and I thought I'd be fine since I'd be home before it expired. I was told that at check-in I wouldn't be allowed on the plane. I had to get an emergency renewal to travel the following week. My rule now, renew your passport when you have 6 months or less remaining. If you're close to renewing, do it well before applying for the ETIAS, since the authorization is tied to your passport number. Now, to be clear, these rules apply to non-EU travelers from Canada, the US, and the UK, visiting for tourism or short stays. EU citizens don't need ETIAS, and people who already require visas will follow a whole different process. For most of you watching this channel, maybe experienced travelers who enjoy exploring Europe independently, ETIAS will simply become another routine travel step, like checking in online or downloading your boarding passes. I know this may sound like a lot, but in reality, it's really just a shift towards digital systems rather than a whole new set of barriers. Nothing here should stop you from traveling to Europe, and nothing requires urgent action yet. But understanding how it all fits together makes future trips feel calmer, more predictable, and less stressful. And as solo travelers, that peace of mind is priceless. Safe travels. See you next time.